Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you're here for your free picks for the MLS on Saturday, September 23rd. Well, guys, we have 12 games on the schedule in the MLS, and this plus all those European League picks that we have in the separate video. That's a total of, I believe, 30 picks all together for Saturday, and I think we're gonna have a great day. So check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. And of course, for my best bets, click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page on the Pick Dawgz website. And there you can sign up for a daily pass, 3-day pass, or even a 7-day pass. That will get you covered all the way through the next week into the next weekend as well. Like I said, guys, 12 games in the schedule. Let's not waste any more time. Atlanta and Montreal is the first game we have going on in the MLS, and Atlanta has actually been quite impressive so far this season. They are now undefeated in their last three games. We usually see a lot of goals in their games, and they are actually quite consistent when it comes to scoring goals. The last time they haven't scored a goal was against Inter Miami in the League Cup back in July, but after that they went on a nice goal scoring streak, and I think it's going to happen here as well. Montreal, on the other side, they're losing the battle for the playoffs. They're without a win in their last four games, and even when they had a lead, they usually drop it in the last few minutes. And it happened against Cincinnati once again on Wednesday, which is a proof that they really can't keep a clean sheet. So both teams to score at minus 148. I think that's the way to go. If you want to push it to over 2.5, I won't blame you, but I would be careful because we might see some extra effort from Montreal. So both teams to score in this game. DC United is playing against New York Red Bulls, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple, guys. We know that Red Bulls has been horrible so far this season on the road. One win, five draws, and eight losses. While DC United undefeated in their last four games, they have been decent at home and they're fighting for playoffs. So I'm gonna take DC on the money line plus 118 right now. I think it's definitely worth a shot and should be a great game for DC at home. Cincinnati is hosting Charlotte in the next matchup, and Cincinnati is still one of the best teams in the league. However, they haven't won any of their last three games, and even though they have been outstanding at home with 12 wins, one draw, and one loss, I just can't see them keeping a clean sheet here against Charlotte, who is still in the chase of that playoff spot, which means they need to get a win here, possibly at least a draw, but that's only going to happen if they score a goal. So this is going to be another game where I'm going to take both teams to score and over 2.5 this time at minus 104. New York City is hosting Toronto in this matchup in the East Coast, and you know what? NYC, they still have some chances to reach the playoffs. They are actually undefeated in the last four games, and even though Toronto has been showing some signs of life maybe over the last couple of weeks. They did score a goal against Vancouver, but then they get shut out against Miami 4-0, and that was without Messi. Uh, on the road, they're still without a single win. They have four draws and 10 losses. They're horrible on the road, and I am leaning towards NYC. But I'm gonna take the goals instead. I'm gonna go with both teams to score an over 2.5 plus 110, simply because I know that New York hasn't been too stable when it comes to defending this season, and Toronto is actually creating a decent amount of chances in their games. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Philadelphia and LAFC will be clashing in the next matchup, and both teams are pretty much secured in the playoffs, and both teams are doing a decent job right now. LAFC is coming off of a nil-nil draw against St. Louis, while Philadelphia is coming off of a 2-2 draw against Charlotte on the road. I think this is the game where we're gonna see goals. There's no way in hell that LAFC plays two games in a row with under 2.5, and for that reason, I'm gonna take over three goals at minus 106. That's an Asian line, and I think the least we get out of this game it's gonna be the push because I definitely see at least three goals in this game. Chicago is playing against New England Revolution, and for some reason, Chicago, who haven't won any of their last eight games, are quite a favorite here against New England at plus 123. And I know that New England hasn't been at their best, but they still don't deserve to be such big underdogs as they are against this struggling Chicago team. I know that Chicago is fighting for playoffs, and this is actually their first game in weeks that they're playing at home, so maybe that's the reason why they're favorites. But in this matchup alone, we have seen a ton of draws. The last four games have ended in a draw. Five of the last six have ended in a draw, and so on and so on. So why not give it a shot at a draw at plus 250? Put half a unit on it, and I think we're gonna get this one as a win. So Chicago against New England, I'm gonna go with the draw. Dallas and Columbus is the next matchup we have, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple, guys. We have two teams that are scoring quite a bit of goals right now. Dallas very solid at home. Columbus has scored three goals against Chicago this midweek. Last week they've scored three goals against Columbus or against Orlando on the road. They've scored four against Montreal also on the road. So over 2.5 minus 141. I think this is going to be a great game. If you want to take both teams to score at over 2.5, I wouldn't be afraid of that at all because I see chances and goals on both sides. Minnesota and St. Louis. Minnesota is actually now without the win in their last four games, and that's a problem because they're fighting for playoffs. They are fighting to stay on that spot. And luckily for them, St. Louis hasn't been performing that well as of late. They're actually without the win in their last four games as well, and they have been conceding goals quite consistently. So with Minnesota needing a positive result, preferably a win out of this game. I see them attacking, and we know that they're scoring a lot of goals, especially at home. Uh, but they are also conceding goals. So both teams to score at over 2.5 minus 122. I think this is going to be another great game in the MLS, and I think we're going to see some goals in this one. Kansas is hosting Houston in this matchup in the MLS, and that's an 8:30 game if I'm not mistaken. And for some reason, I guess the books know something I don't. Houston, who is actually undefeated in their last seven games, is quite a big of an underdog against Kansas, who has been struggling, I gotta say. And the team that's actually coming off of a home loss against Nashville 3-0. Maybe they were resting some players in that game. I don't know what was going on, but they still have a few injuries. And the books are giving us a chance to make money on Houston. So I'm going to take Houston team total goals over 1.5 at plus 180. I think that even if they end up losing this game somehow or getting a draw, I think they will score at least a couple of goals because their offense has been so effective as of late, and they have scored three goals against Vancouver just a few days ago. So I'm taking Houston team total over 1.5 goals at plus 180. Salt Lake is playing against Vancouver, and I believe this is like third or fourth game on the road for Vancouver. Actually, that's sixth game in the road on the road for Vancouver, and they have actually been quite decent. They have three wins and two losses, right? Actually, three wins, a draw, and a loss against Houston. And Salt Lake, even though their spot in the in the playoffs is pretty much secure, they definitely could use a few more points. Maybe they see it happening here against Vancouver, but they haven't been in that good of a form. They have been conceding a lot of goals, and we know that Vancouver once again has a ton of offense. So both teams to score in over 2.5 minus 121. I think that's a great pick for this game at a great price, and I just don't see either side keeping a clean sheet. Portland is hosting Colorado in the next game, and I'm gonna keep this one very, very simple, guys. The price has dropped right now; it's minus 175 on Portland, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take Portland on the money line. They have been playing well. They have been winning games. They are climbing the standings, getting closer to the playoffs. And if they can beat Colorado at home, they might as well say bye bye to the playoffs. So, like I said, keeping it simple, guys. Portland on the money line. And the last game of the day in the MLS is between San Jose and Nashville. Now, Nashville, like I said, is coming off of a win against Kansas on the road 3-0. To keep a clean sheet on the road after struggling for 4 or 5 games is actually quite impressive. While San Jose is coming off of a loss to Portland 2-1, we know that they are better at home than they are on the road, but I still think that Nashville is going to walk off of this game with a positive result. So I'm gonna take Nashville on the double chance, minus 137. I think it's gonna be a nice winner for us to conclude the Saturday night of the MLS soccer. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here once again. Uh, I hope you have a great day, guys. I wish you all the luck in the world in your bets. Get some more of free picks on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. Get some of my premium picks, and let's win some money. All of us together, guys. That's it. Like I said, have a great day. Enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.